trusted news source, ABC6 News at noon.
Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us. Our top story today.
Correct.
You're a monster.
Distraught family members of a 76-year-old woman killed in a hit-and-run over the weekend reacting as they learned the suspected driver is free on bail. It was truly an emotional morning in court for the family of Violette Barracks. ABC6 News reporter Dominique Turner was there. She joins us now live in the newsroom with more. Dom?
Domingo Castro was released on bail and sitting directly behind the family of Violet Barracks in court this morning. The family shocked to see the person responsible for their loved one's death walking free. Providence police were called to the Union Avenue near the Route 10 off-ramp Saturday afternoon. That's where they found 76-year-old Violet Barracks struck. The driver nowhere to be found. Police say 40-year-old Domingo Castro later turned himself into police. Castro appearing in court on Monday. To Barracks' family's surprise, he was released on bail and sitting right behind them in court. State Representative Marcia Rangland-Vassell and Lisa Rangland, Barracks' nieces, heartbroken by the loss. They tell ABC6 the system is broken.
To be in that courtroom this morning and the person who murdered our aunt was sitting behind us, and we had no idea that was that person. And to see that person walk out, I don't understand. It's very confusing, and it tells me that the system is broken. My aunt was lovely. She was beautiful. She moved to this country from Jamaica 50 years ago. And she never left us behind. That's why we're here and we're giving back to this country. And the state that just took our aunt away, that just failed us.
Barracks' loved ones distraught, saying there are issues within the system that need to be addressed. The judge set $30,000 bail. Additionally, Castro must surrender his passport and is not allowed to drive. He'll be seen again in court on August 5th. For now, live in the newsroom, I'm Dominique Turner, ABC6 News.
All right, Dom, thank you. And no court appearance this morning for the driver of a truck involved in a deadly rollover crash over the weekend. 31-year-old Ryan Van Winkle is still in the hospital and could not make it to the courthouse. He's being charged with the death of his passenger, Matthew Yoder, from Newport. State police say Van Winkle was behind the wheel of the truck when it crashed as a result of a road rage situation. Both men were taken to Rhode Island Hospital, where Yoder was pronounced dead. Also in court today, the suspect in a stabbing Sunday night in Providence on Eddy Street. Police say the victim was taken to the hospital with serious injuries, but is expected to be okay. That person was stabbed near the intersection of Eddy Street and Thurbers Avenue around 6:30. We are still working to find out what led up to that stabbing. A tree trimmer is being treated at Rhode Island Hospital after being hit by a fallen tree in Norton. Norton police say the 19-year-old man was hit by a chunk of the tree that he was cutting down about 6:30 last night. He was taken to Sturdy Memorial Hospital in Attleboro, then flown by medical helicopter to Rhode Island Hospital. He has serious injuries but is in stable condition. OSHA and Norton police are investigating. And we turn to the weather now as we take a live look outside with our sky cam. Lots of clouds in the sky. We've even seen a few sprinkles out there here and there. Chelsea has your first forecast from the Weather Center.
Thanks, Doreen. Yeah, yesterday was such a gorgeous day out there. We had sunshine. We had temperatures that made it into the mid to upper 60s. And now today, a lot of clouds around with temperatures in the mid 50s range. So significantly cooler out there today compared to yesterday at this time. Like you also said, we have some sprinkles showing up on the radar. It's not a washout afternoon. It's not heavy rain, but you're going to get some raindrops coming through at times. And all of this will continue on and off for the remainder of the afternoon and into the evening hours and really the next couple of days to start the work week. You'll get some sun at times, but really what we're looking at is a lot of clouds around and some spotty showers at times, with temperatures staying much cooler than our really nice start to the month of May. You're looking at highs mainly in the mid to upper 50s today, similar tomorrow. I'll let you know when we do get back into that upper 60s and even low 70s range coming up in just a few minutes. Doreen?
Thank you. At the State House today, the Senate Oversight Committee will meet to review the Providence Public Schools turnaround plan. Superintendent Dr. Javier Montanez and Education Commissioner Angelica Infante Green are scheduled to appear. In a recent oversight hearing, Infante Green said that because of COVID, the state's goals for achievement should be reached by 2027 rather than 2025, which was the original target date. In Warwick, more discussion on term limits at the City Council meeting tonight. A resolution will be discussed that would expand the school committee from 5 to 9 members in 2025. Service on the school committee would then be limited to 3 consecutive terms. The council is already considering a proposal to limit the mayor to 2 4-year terms and councilors to 6 2-year terms. It's expected to go to the voters on a ballot question if the Rhode Island General Assembly approves. And voters in Foxborough heading to the polls today, finding a former Patriot star on the ballot. Longtime Pats offensive lineman Matt Light is running for a seat on the Foxborough School Committee. Like others around our area, he said he was motivated to run by COVID-19 restrictions in schools. He's one of 4 candidates for 2 seats. Also on the ballot is challenger Joseph Pyers and incumbents Robert Canfield and Brent Reuter. Local school board meetings have become a forum of heated debate on the topic of masks over the last year. Polls are open until 8 p.m. at Ahern Middle School. And a vote in Nantucket could give you the freedom to go topless at the beach this summer, regardless of gender. It's one of the citizen articles on tonight's town meeting warrant on the island. The resident who submitted the proposal said it's meant to promote equality for everyone, allowing any person to be topless on any private or public beach within the town. That town meeting starts at 5 o'clock at the Nantucket High School. And you will now need your own car for road tests in Massachusetts. The new requirement begins today. Since June of 2020, the RMV deployed a fleet of Commonwealth-owned vehicles for road tests, which were cleaned and sanitized on a regular basis. And we are now learning that 2 firefighters and another person were hurt in a fire Saturday at a popular hotel up in New Hampshire. That fire was at the Red Jacket Hotel in North Conway. The state fire marshal confirming people were seen jumping from balcony to balcony just to reach safety. The North Conway fire chief calling some parts of this hotel a total loss.
75 rooms have been burned off the hotel. There is continued danger of collapse in this portion of the structure. It's a calculated risk. We have to get the fire extinguished, so we weigh what we're able to do to extinguish the fire versus the risk of doing it.
Firefighters also say strong winds made it more challenging to put out the fire. The cause is under investigation. And still to come here on ABC6 News at noon, nearly 2 months later, and some Ukrainians evacuate that steel plant in Mariupol, the latest from the scene. This is a congressional delegation travels to Kyiv and meets with President Zelensky, vowing to support them. And later, the end of COVID leave at a major U.S. employer, making workers use sick time going forward. Back now with the latest on the crisis in Ukraine. After months living below ground in a steel plant in Mariupol, about 100 Ukrainian citizens were given safe passage to leave on Sunday, and they are now arriving in temporary camps. ABC's Faith Abube has the story.
Harrowing tales of Ukrainians living in dire conditions unable to escape Soviet-era bunkers below ground for fear of being shot and killed by Russians who had relentlessly shelled and surrounded the Azovstal steel plant in Mariupol. This video, shared by the far-right military group Azov Battalion and posted by Ukrainian officials, shows women and children being evacuated from the bunker. Natalia Izmanova says she lived 2 months in darkness and fear. Amid the evacuation of the plant, a congressional delegation led by House Speaker Nancy Pelosi traveled to Kyiv on Sunday to meet Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky and to express continued U.S. support for his country. Pelosi is now the highest-ranking American official to visit Ukraine since the war began.
So our commitment is to be there for you until the fight is done.
Ukrainian ambassador to the U.S., Oksana Makarova, says the Biden administration's latest request for $33 billion in additional aid will go far in helping Ukraine's military and its people.
We need all the assistance we can get in defensive weapons, in military support, in financial support, but also in humanitarian support. And I think this request covers all of these areas.
And more civilians could be allowed to leave that steel plant in Mariupol today. President Zelensky said in a tweet that officials in Ukraine are working with the UN to provide an additional safe corridor. In Washington, Faith Abube, ABC News.
Well, coming up next, the Judd sisters pay tribute to their mom one day after her sudden death. Fans, friends, and family are giving a lot of love to country star Naomi Judd, who passed away suddenly at the age of 76. It came just one day before she and her daughter were inducted last night into the Country Music Hall of Fame. Here's ABC's Rhiannon Alley.
Good evening, I'm Naomi Judd.
I will stand by you. We are now hearing from Ashley and Winona Judd after the passing of their mother, Naomi.
My mama loved you so much, and she appreciated your love for her, and I'm sorry that she couldn't hang on until today.
They announced Naomi's death Saturday, attributing mental illness, but not elaborating any further. At the Country Music Hall of Fame induction ceremony last night, they discussed her final moments.
I kissed her on the forehead. We all gathered around her.
One day later, the Judds were inducted into the Hall of Fame.
I didn't prepare anything tonight because I knew Mom would probably talk the most.
Naomi and Winona took country music by storm in the 1980s. recording 14 #1 hits. Years later, she spoke about her struggle with depression. She spoke with ABC's Robin Roberts.
My final diagnosis was severe depression, treatment resistant, because they tried me on every single thing they had in their arsenal.
Her family insisted last night's induction ceremony go on as planned. Ashley Judd took a moment to shine a light on her big sister.
I love you and I'm proud of you. And Mom is proud of you, and she always was.
The Judds just reunited on stage in April at the CMT Music Awards, singing one of their most iconic songs. Love can build a bridge, which turned out to be their final performance. The Judds just recently announced a farewell tour for the fall, making her death all the more unexpected. Naomi Judd was 76 years old. Rhiannon Alley, ABC News, New York.
And now, your ABC6 Storm Tracker weather with meteorologist Chelsea Priest.
Well, our first day of May was picture perfect. Couldn't ask for a better May 1st. Now, today we're switching things up a little bit. You're looking at some scattered showers coming through the area, some cooler temperatures outside today, and a lot of clouds in place. Now, it's not necessarily heavy rain, but it's going to stay damp on and off for the rest of the day today, through tonight into very early tomorrow morning before we start to dry out. But then there's more rain in the forecast for Wednesday. So a damp, overcast first part of our first full week of May. What you're looking at over Block Island and looking towards the mainland is a lot of clouds outside right now. You're going to stay mostly cloudy for the remainder of the day. Now the wind is calm. The water's relatively calm outside as well. Those temperatures, though, because of the wind, only in the low to mid 50s right now. It's 55 in Providence, 53 in Smithfield, 51 in Westerly, 52 in Newport, well below where we typically would be warming up for May 2nd. Our average high is in the mid 60s. We were there yesterday. In fact, we were above that yesterday. We topped out in the mid to upper 60s. Now today, we're going to hover in the mid 50s range, so about 10 degrees cooler than average to start the week. We have a breeze that's coming in from the southeast still to the east, about 5 to 15 miles per hour. Gradually, that breeze is going to start to come in from the northeast, and that does keep us a bit cooler again as we head through the next couple of days. We hover in that mid 50s range. Now we look ahead to Thursday, and temperatures are going to jump into the upper 60s, if not low 70s, and we'll stay in the 60s on Friday as well. Tracking some rain for the last part of the week, Friday, perhaps into Saturday, and temperatures over the weekend hover around 60 degrees. So it's really Thursday and Friday that we're looking forward to, with the warmer temperatures coming back into play, more seasonable temperatures coming back into play. Loop over the past 6 hours shows you that we had a little bit of sun this morning. At this point, though, most of us dealing with overcast conditions and some spotty showers moving through, and that will continue to be the case again through the rest of the afternoon into the evening hours. Some scattered rain pushing towards the east as the day goes on. We'll stay mostly cloudy, a little bit damp overnight, and into early tomorrow morning. It's still a little bit damp to start the day. From there, I'm hopeful that we get into a little bit of sun. We may get a few steady showers, the final push of this rain coming through overnight. Tomorrow starts with clouds and fog and some mist and some drizzle. And then from there may be some breaks in the cloud coverage into the afternoon. You may get a few pops of sunshine. Another system approaches late Tuesday and into Wednesday. This is early Wednesday morning. Another round of some light rain out there. We're not talking about a ton of rain. We're talking about some light showers, but that continues for a lot of the day on Wednesday before we set up for our picture perfect day on Thursday. Only in the mid 50s today. It's overall a mostly cloudy day, but you'll get some scattered showers at times. Tonight, we continue to see some scattered showers, a little bit of patchy fog, temperatures in the mid 40s range. We head into tomorrow, again, a damp start to the day. Temps in the mid to upper 50s through tomorrow afternoon with a little bit of sun really trying to pop through. 7-day forecast shows temps in the mid 50s for today, tomorrow, mid to upper 50s into Wednesday as well. But Thursday's the day. It's sunny, it's mild, temperatures around 70. Watching for the chance of some rain Friday into Saturday, but overall we'll leave it mostly cloudy for right now. Temperatures in the upper 50s and low 60s as we head into Mother's Day weekend. Doreen?
All right, Chelsea, thank you. Consumer news is next at noon. Spirit Airlines rejecting Jetblue, who the airline is eyeing instead. And Nike honors Gianna Bryant on what would have been her 16th birthday. In consumer news now, Spirit Airlines turning down a lucrative merger offer from JetBlue, saying it'll revisit an original plan to join forces with Frontier Airlines. In February, Spirit agreed to the stock and cash deal with Frontier, but 1 month later, JetBlue proposed an all-cash offer. But now JetBlue's board says the Justice Department is unlikely to approve the deal that would have an ultra-low-cost airline purchasing a higher fare one, leading to a likely price hike for consumers. The end of paid COVID leave at Amazon. As of today, workers for the tech giant will be allowed to use sick time or take unpaid leave if they test positive. Amazon staffers will no longer be granted time off to wait for COVID test results. And Airbnb's COVID refund policy is ending as of May 31st. After that date, guests will have to cover short-term rental costs, even if the cancellation was due to coronavirus. For much of the pandemic, guests who had to cancel an Airbnb reservation could do so without a penalty. But starting at the end of May, cancellation policies will return to the discretion of the individual host property. And the boom in pet adoptions during the pandemic is creating demand for dog-friendly offices. The ASPCA reports that about 23 million American households adopted a pet during the COVID lockdowns. And now as Americans return to work, many say pet-friendly environments are an important office perk. A recent survey by Banfield Pet Hospital showed that 57% of workers polled wanted to return to pet-friendly workplaces. And Nike has released a pair of special shoes in honor of Gianna Gigi Bryant on what would have been her 16th birthday. She and her father, legendary basketball star Kobe Bryant, were killed in a 2020 helicopter crash along with 7 others. The Mambacita Sweet 16 shoes have a black snakeskin pattern. The shoes sold out, by the way, in just 2 minutes. Still to come, could this be more exciting? Your chance to live in a house like Monica's apartment from Friends. Plus, Chelsea has another look at your afternoon forecast right after this. Well, finally this afternoon, a house in Ohio designed to look just like Monica's apartment on Friends. The replica has purple and blue walls, just like it did on the TV set. It even features a mini clawfoot tub similar to the one in Monica's bathroom. The asking price is $162,000. No word on if there is a pizza-loving neighbor across the hall or an ugly naked guy living across the street. It does look just like it, doesn't it, Chelsea?
They put a lot of thought into that.
They did.
Probably collecting things over the years.
Exactly, and somebody is going to buy it for that reason alone.
Oh,
yes,
absolutely.
Exactly.
It's a friend's house. I like it. We are looking at a cooler start to our week. We're looking at temps in the mid to upper 50s. Yesterday was so nice, and now we're a lot cooler today. A lot of clouds around, a few spotty showers. That continues overnight. A damp start to the day tomorrow, but I do think we get some pops of sun late tomorrow afternoon before we get into another round of scattered showers on Wednesday. Temperatures Wednesday still in the mid to upper 50s, but Thursday, that's the day that we're going to circle on the 7-day forecast. Looks nice and bright. It looks warm too, with temperatures in the upper 60s, if not low 70s. The good news is those overnight lows are staying mild overnight, so we don't have those really chilly morning temperatures like we did last week. But this is first couple of days this week. We don't warm up all that much.
Yeah, that does make a difference when you don't start that low.
Exactly.
Helps a
It
lot.
really does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Chelsea, thank you. And thank you for joining us for the news at noon. The news continues first at 4. Have a great day, everybody.